A Green Spark. Chapter 4. You felt yourself getting warmer as you slept, so naturally you kick your sheets off. The heat overwhelms you. You groan as you wake up before your eyes shoot open as you realize what's going on. The sharp blaring of the 3 fire alarms throughout the house, the loud crackling of wood as it burns around you, the sharp, struggling breaths you began to take as smoke continued to fill the room. "Dad! Dad, where are you?" You scream before coughing. "Dad, I can't see!" "Clinton, I'm downstairs. Get down here. Jake, where are you?" You hear him call out. You struggle to breathe, starting to crawl to where the door is. You open it just to see a green light coming from your brother's room. "Brother?" you say weakly, crawling towards his room. "What are you—" You realize what that light is. He stands in the middle of the room. His eyes are black, and his wings ventilate the air around him as he flaps them. A bright green light comes from the flame he is holding in his hand as he continues to light the house on fire. "Brother, what are you doing?" He glares at you, his eyes glowing through the smoke. The fireball in his hand shoots towards you. You scream as it hits your arm before he can chase after you. You turn and run down the stairs. You don't make it. The stairs collapse under you, and a pile of rubble falls around you. "Dad!" "Clinton!" You hear your father yell back before a rough yell echoes through the rubble. "Hey, boss." You can hear your brother's voice, low and emotionless. You can hear wings flapping around you. You peek out from the rubble to see 3 figures standing around. The tallest standing and pinning your father down with his foot as a bright red flame surrounds him. His screams fill the air as your brother stares at you through the rubble. His eyes pierce through the smoke. "Brother, why?" you whisper to yourself. "Clinton, wake up!" I winced in pain as I realized I had my leg wrapped too tightly in my sheets. It had cut off the circulation, and I sigh softly as I untangle it. "You okay? That seemed pretty rough." Carl gently stepped back away from me as I sat up. "Yeah, don't worry. Today will be the last," I mumbled, grinning. "Come on, let's go early." "What about Mom? Won't she worry?" Carl asked, grabbing his backpack and some clothes. I shrug and grab mine. It doesn't matter to me. We have work to do. I glance at the medicine cabinet and smirk, ignoring the meds left on the counter for me as we leave the house. "Do you have it?" I mumbled to Carl as we continue to walk. "Yeah, I've got it," he says nervously. I could see him fidget with the same wood-carving knife as yesterday in his pocket. "Hey, listen, I don't want anything bad happening to you again, so I'll be the one holding it." He looked up at me with an odd expression on his face. I smile at him, and he turns his head. I roll my eyes as we continue to walk to school. We get there pretty soon. The doors had just been opened, and it was time to plan. I smile at Carl as we grab our stuff and walk to our first class. I pull out a pen and paper and look at him, nodding. "So, how are we starting this?" he asks. I could see him shaking slightly. "Hey, listen, don't worry about your part too much. We'll meet up before the doors at lunch, okay? I look around slightly. "I'll have the knife. All you have to do is act, okay?" He nods softly, and the shaking stops. "Just act like you're scared of a monster in the schoolyard, okay? Can you do that for me? It's nice and simple." He nods again, a bit softer than before. "I got it. I promise I won't mess this up." I laugh softly, rolling my eyes. There's no way he could. I glance around at the students walking into class. I clench my fist around my pencil as Emma walks in. The cracking sound of it breaking makes me flinch, and Carl looks at me concerned. I shrug and grab a new one as the teacher walks into the classroom to start class. "Got all of it in your small head of yours?" I say, patting Carl's head and laughing softly as we get up, the bell ringing just a few seconds before the end of class. He laughs and nods. "Okay, I'll see you at lunch then." He laughs softly as we left the class, Emma following behind us. I glance over my shoulders to see her stiffen and look down. "Okay, see you then." Carl smiles and runs off to his next class. I start walking to my next class before someone shouts from the crowd. "Faker, I bet you caused those burns to yourself." I snap my head around, clenching my fist. "Who the hell said that?" I could see Emma also looking around before running off, knowing who it was and not wanting to be a part of this. "Yeah, run away, you little brat. You know what you did." I mumble. I continue to glance at the crowd, but no one shows, so I just walk to my next class. I couldn't seem to focus on anything in class, but it didn't matter. I had much better things to do. A huge smile played on my face as the bell rang. I saw Emma run out to greet her friends. It was one of the days when our class wasn't running, so everything was going smoothly. I go to Carl's locker, grabbing his bag as he comes walking, and smile softly. We spent a few minutes just going over the plan and letting the hallways clear up. I couldn't risk someone stopping us now. "Ready?" he said quietly. I look around the empty halls and nod, grabbing the knife. "Ready." I grin as we walk outside. I like to see Star and Ira playing with a frisbee. Emma was on a hill a little ways away, which is great. I could not but smirk at the fear on her face as she noticed us almost instantly. Wow, a demon afraid of a human. How ironic. I grip the knife tightly in my hand and glance back at Carl as my feet hit heavy on the grass. I give Carl a quick nod as I speed up, my strong footsteps coming normal to me as they carry me forward. I smile wide, throwing the knife towards Star, knowing the reaction I was going to get. Although, it still surprised me. The panic, the fear. I saw her lips move, but there was no sound, no scream that I expected. Then, she finally did it. Finally proved to everyone that I wasn't a liar. She finally showed her true form. I watched as her feet couldn't take her far enough, and she expanded her wings outwards, bursting herself towards Star to take the hit for her. My eyes lit up with pride as I watched it swing towards her chest. "Damn it," I mumble under my breath as I see the knife stab her arm. If her arm wasn't tucked close to her, it probably would have hit her heart. I see the two other girls come running towards her. I couldn't hear much of what they were saying, but I saw Emma weakly stand and mumble something to Ira. Something directed towards me. I glanced back at Carl, giving him the final nod to run off and get the teachers to witness this monster in action. "What the hell is wrong with you?" Emma yells weakly. I smile as I see Emma walk towards me. I put one of my hands on my hip, smirking as her anger grows. "What is wrong with me?" I laugh and motion for the students to continue looking at the monster in front of them. Her vibrant wings, her horns, and her tail with that sharp, pointed end. "You're a demon, a hell-born monster trying to blend with humans, and you ask what is wrong with me?" I glare at her, taking a step towards her. My body craves her blood on my hands to finish this for good. "You're probably sent here to kill someone. Get nice and close just to stab them in the back. Or maybe you're waiting for the right moment to kill us all." I could see her body twitch, her hand expanding, her fingers ready to form that weak flame. "Emma?" Ira mumbled softly behind her, her eyes looking at Emma with such fear, and it only made me smile. I even made her brand new friends fear her. "He's wrong, Ira. I don't want to hurt anyone. I never wanted to hurt you, but you've only made it difficult for us since day one," she yells. "Oh no, I've made it difficult for a monster to attend school." I mock her and laugh as I watch her tears drip down her face. "I'm sorry most of you are too blind to see I was protecting you this entire time." I turn to see most of the students around us fear-ridden. "I am not a monster!" she yells. "All I've wanted to do my entire life is prove that." "Oh, I'm so sorry, you're just a demon!" I laugh as I watch her tail swish side to side. Her uncontrollable anger was getting the better of her. "Come on, you monster, snap. Show everyone what you're capable of. Show everyone my magic should have stayed in hiding. Show everyone the murderous tendencies of your kind." "A demon who has tried her hardest to protect my sister from people like you, the real monsters. I've told you before that she's human, and yet in front of almost 200 kids you tried to murder her." I smirk as she rips the knife from her arm, just showing everyone even more how much magic she has. "A demon who swears on whatever god you believe in that I am doing all I can to be a good person." I watched as she formed a flame under her palm. "Yes, do it, you monster. Try and kill me. Show everyone." "But for God's sake, Clinton, you tried to kill her!" "Finally, it showed the monster you are. Look at that flame, a weapon used by all Hellborn to send us innocent humans to hell. Do it, Emma. Send me to hell. Kill me!" "No!" she screams, closing her hand and extinguishing the flame that it held. "I don't want to, damn it!" I watched in disappointment as tears dripped down her face. It was fine, and she had already shown everyone the monster she was. "Then I won't let another demon take me down," I muttered, glaring at her, my fist tight at my side. She just stood there dumbfounded as I ran towards her. Yes, finally I could do it! Avenge my father! Kill the same monster that killed him! I drew my shoulder back, getting so close, so damn close to killing her, protecting everyone. Until her wings opened and a flash of fear struck me as she dodged my punch. She grabbed my arm, and with a gasp of air that filled my lungs, she threw me onto the grass once again. I could hear her sister cry out again, but I didn't dare focus on her this time. This time I needed to kill this monster. I smile as I stand up. It was a weak throw. I was fine and still so ready to save everyone. Yes, that's what I was doing. I was saving everyone. I would die to protect this world from another monster. I paused as she began talking. I could tell she was stalling, but that only made her power grow. I knew how much she wanted to save herself, and I knew she'd kill me soon. So what's a few seconds of breathing going to do to change that? If you're gonna keep doing this, then tell me something. She spoke fast, desperately. Tell me why you tried to kill her. The taunting was fine, the bullying, the fights you cornered us into, that was the line you passed so many times. So why, in front of damn near the entire school, why try and kill her? I let my smile fade with annoyance. Did she not know the power that even that human held? Because your bloodline is a danger to all of humanity, and I know that she holds magic in her blood just like you. But she's still just a human, she mumbled, looking back at her sister. And you're a monster, I muttered, watching her let down her guard. I glanced down at the grass to see the knife beside me. A wicked smile grows on my face as I slowly pick it up. Emma, look out! Star screamed as I raced towards her sister once again, hopefully for the last damn time. Clinton, wait! She yelled, turning around again. No, I was done waiting. I was done avoiding our fate. If it meant I died, so be it. I would take her down with me. I would save them all. Protect them all. I watched as her fear grew, as her face got closer to mine, and then I watched as that knife plunged deep into her chest. I felt the impact of us falling to the ground, the splatter of blood around my hands, and the resistance as the knife dug deeper into her chest. I could hear screaming fill my ears as my smile grew, the blood filling my vision before the light of a flame did instead. I couldn't even feel the pain as she shot me backwards off of her. I watched as the knife and blood flew through the air. I watched as the clouds swirled above me, and I watched as it all shook as I began to laugh. I did it! I did it! I pushed myself upwards to see the beauty of the work I did, to see that monster bleeding on the grass. I saw her weakly lying there, breathing heavily and blood still pouring out from her chest. I looked over to see Carl running towards me, calling my name. I couldn't hear him over my laughing, but at least I could tell him that I did it! I saved everyone! He looked so distraught as he looked at me, looking over the giant burn on my chest and my shaking body. I gently grabbed Carl's shoulders, smiling at him with tears in my eyes. I exposed that monster, Carl! I saved everyone! Carl hugged me tightly. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I watched, uncaring, as she was helped inside. I knew her fate would come. I stayed just sitting there, laughing for a while before I saw a cop standing in front of Carl and me, his voice booming through my laughter. Explain yourself, boy, one of the cops said. My laughter quickly subsided as I responded with a big, bright, proud smile. She's a demon, so obviously I took the responsibility to protect the students from her. She's a monster. She threatened the lives of all of the other students just by being here. The smile on my face left as I realized what was going on. The pain quickly came to my chest, where her fire burned deep through my shirt. I curled over, holding my shirt tightly away from the burns. The cops nodded at each other. Son, we're taking you to a doctor, and we're going to get you to take a test. It'll determine if you're mentally stable enough to return to school. You may be out of school for a while if it turns out negative. Now come along. I began to panic and looked between them and the open field. I could run. I shook my head as Carl moved away slowly, allowing me to get up. It would only cause more problems for him if I ran. Crap, I mumbled as I get up, putting my hands out in front of me for their cuffs. I didn't want to show them that I was in the wrong. All I did was protect everyone. Wait, Carl says as they start escorting me across the field. I had a part in this too. Please, don't put all the blame on him. We stayed silent until they put us in the back of the car. I'm sorry, Clinton, he mumbled, leaning against me. I looked at him and sighed, looking out the window. I watched as the flashing blue and white and red lights filled my vision and the front yard of the school. I'm sorry too, Carl. I don't know what came over me. I felt a jolt as memories of the fight blinked across my mind. The way she didn't fight back much. She tried to reason with me. She tried to protect me. She barely fought back. I almost killed her, I say, looking down at my lap. The cops stiffened in the seats in front of us. One of the cops looked over me, saddened slightly as he hung up a small phone. Kid, I heard she's making a quick recovery, if it counts any, he says softly. I glare at him. Of course she is. She's a demon. Unless you hit her head or their heart, they're going to heal. Nothing but a scar an hour later. The cop flinches and looks down. You've done your research, haven't you? He mumbles, and I just clench my fists in my lap, flinching when Carl speaks up for me. His brother, he says, mumbling softly, getting the cop's attention. His brother was a demon, and he killed his father and burned down their house. Clinton was the only one who survived. How, I haven't been told yet. I stiffen up, shaking slightly before Carl puts his hand on my shoulder. But we're slowly learning. Me, my mom, and his. She adopted him and moved in beside us just about a year ago. I flinch and turn my head, tearing up. Clinton? He says softly. She wasn't the first to adopt me. I was adopted 3 other times. They all sent me back because I was too much to deal with, with the meds and all. He looks at me and just hugs me. Kid, what do you mean by meds? Did you take them today? The cop asked. I looked down, guilty. My body tensed up as I remembered ignoring them on the table. They've kept me from these outbursts. I've hurt other kids for no reason, had temper tantrums I couldn't control, and no, I forgot today. He wrote something down on a notepad, and the rest of the trip was silent. We get to the police station, and after a few checkups by 2 different doctors, we are sent out in the lobby to face our moms. They were told both sides of the story, mine and the cops, one which was written by Starr and a few other students. I was told I wasn't allowed to go to school for 2 weeks, and Carl was suspended from it for the rest of the week. The car ride home was quiet. Lyra and Evelyn sat quietly in the front seats, and Carl and I matched their silence in the back. What were you boys thinking? Lyra mumbles softly as she pulls into the driveway. If she was a normal human, she would have died. At this point, you're lucky she was a demon. I look down as she yells, pulling into the driveway. Evelyn was still silent, but nodding softly. She puts the car in park and unbuckles her seatbelt, just staring at me over her shoulder with nothing but rage. Just send me back, then, I mumbled, hiding the tears as I glared up at Evelyn. She glanced at Lyra before her eyes softened and looked at me. What? She mumbles. Just send me back to the orphanage, then. I thought this would be my forever home, but no, I can't be happy anywhere because I'm a mess. I yell and unbuckle my seatbelt. Here, I'll even go and start packing. Clinton, wait! They all say in unison as I walk towards the door, slamming the car door behind me. I ran to my room and started grabbing my clothes off my shelf. I was annoyed as I couldn't grab anything from my house at the moment, only Carl's. I flinch as I feel their arms wrap around me. We are never going to send you back, Evelyn says softly. I drop the shirts from my hand and glance over my shoulder. Sure, you're troublesome, but every kid is. Even Carl gets on my nerves, but I'm not going to send him away. He's my son, Lyra said, smiling at me, crouching down and grabbing the shirts. I sighed and put my hands on theirs, relaxing softly. I felt Evelyn breathe in. I knew there was more coming, so I just stayed there, letting tears form in my eyes. That doesn't mean you're out of a punishment. What you did was still very bad. With tears streaming down my eyes, I turned and hugged them. Carl was squished in the middle as I hugged our moms. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything. I cry softly into their arms. My mother smiles softly. Well, for starters, you and Carl have been offered extra homework to keep up on your grades. On top of the extra, you'll be getting from the principal himself. Of course, I kindly accepted it for you. Also, you're only allowed out on weekends, and you are not to skip your meds again, she says, listing off the many things we have to do. You also have extra chores, so I suggest you get some rest so you can at least get a little time outside tomorrow. I heard that girl is having a little get-together to support her. Maybe you two can go and apologize, Lyra said, softly glancing at Carl. We were about to speak up before she interrupted. No ifs, ands, or buts. I will be making dinner, and you two are to hit the hay. Capiche? Capiche, Carl and I say in unison, smiling softly. I hug her again, and then my mom, saying a small thanks before starting to fold my clothes and put them back on my shelves.